participants here. We have Jasmine, we have Sunny, we have Ryan. I don't know who else is here. Grace. I think those are the ones that I can remember, but nevertheless, anyone else joining as we carry on, I think is very much welcome. Then I just wanted to ask, how was your week? Sunny, how was your week?
It was fine.
It was fine. That's very good. Yourself, Jasmine?
It was good. Due to last week's meeting, I've decided to research a little more on what I want to do as an entrepreneur. And I've gone into the technology sector a little bit.
Yes.
And I'm trying to find some good things to code with and learning some codes.
Wow, you're learning coding.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Although I'm not as good as Ryan.
Okay, don't worry. I think one day you people will form a community where you can have a Zoom class and share intelligence, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations, Jasmine, for that. Ryan, how was your week?
It was fine.
Yes, tell me what happened.
So we did exams.
Yes.
It was a good one.
Oh,
not
yes.
very hard. Yeah.
That's good, Ryan. That's good. And just to share some good news with all of you is that last night, Ryan helped me to set up the Kids Money YouTube channel, and it was amazing how he did it so fast and how we were able to set it up. And much as it's not yet having any postings, we are now ready to upload videos. So this morning I requested Simon, who is here, to provide credentials for the Zoom platform, because we want to shoot the videos through the Zoom platform. Then we'll edit and start posting for the rest of people out there to be able to view the videos. So that's a milestone for this week. And so perhaps this coming week, you'll be able to see the first few videos on the Kids Money YouTube channel. So thank you so much, Ryan, for that. And Ryan, how much do we owe you for the work?
No, you try to figure out the price.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me do the projection very fast. And then we talk about the subject matter for today. So I thought the slides were open, but it appears they are not. How come? I think this is Kids Money Education. Today is 20th. So that's what happened this week. Otherwise, it was a very good week. And I think schools opened. Jasmine, you're going back to school on Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So there we go. So today we'll cover something very interesting. And you know, Jasmine, you just told us you did some research on the things you like to focus on, and you've just indicated you have quite a bit of interest in
Yes.
coding and the technology related areas. And the beauty with that is that Kids Money is going to grow. And what we'll do is that in some of the sessions, we are going even to have breakout sessions. There are future classes where we will do 30 minutes. Then we'll tell people to go into breakouts for 15 to 20 minutes. It's possible to create groupings within a Zoom session like this one. And then the people who like coding, you'll go into your room and talk about coding. The people who like creative arts and the painting and music, like Sunny, you'll go into your group and talk about the innovations that are possible. The people who love sports, you'll go into your session, and when you come back, you tell us the ideas that you've come up with, and all of you can see what you want to take forward. But that's for the future, because we intend to pursue the Kids Money program for so many years to come. And the YouTube channel we set up yesterday is going to be a key launch pad for the success of the program in the long term. Because with the YouTube channel, I think we'll reach a really, really big audience across Africa. Now, so today we want to talk about protecting innovations, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but the idea is that I told you in a previous class that when you have a creative idea, you test it and you see that it is working and it becomes an innovation or a solution and people love it and you start charging money. There are people who can take your idea and start earning money from your idea. So you need to prevent them from doing that. They need to pay you. I don't know whether you heard the story about the guy who discovered the callback innovation on Safaricom. You see, Safaricom calls, if you don't have money, you can actually send a text and somebody calls you back, or when somebody calls you, you are instructed to press a number so that you are the one who is charged. Now that guy, I think he's a South African, Vodafone and Safaricom had decided not to pay him anything. He went to court, and last year, actually, the courts awarded him 350 billion Kenya shillings. What can you do with 350 billion Kenya shillings? That's a lot of money. It's a big fraction, almost 20% of Kenya's annual budget, government budget. And that young man successfully actually prosecuted the case, and he was awarded the money. So allow me just a second. I resolve an issue here, then. Yeah, sorry about that. So that's why you need to protect your innovations. There are people here in the street who are waiting for you to think. They're waiting for you to work past midnight, for you to come up with great ideas. Their job is to come and steal your ideas. Then they start earning money from your ideas. So we will do an introduction to how you protect your innovations. Now, this is not the last time you'll hear about protecting innovations, because what we are trying to do here is prepare you to be able to be a successful entrepreneur. And therefore, some of these topics like protecting your innovations will come again, especially when we unveil the calendar for 2023. Right now, as I speak to you, we are working on the topics for the whole of 2023. And this topic will still come up. And to just let you know, there's something I had referred you to the website. I'll still refer you to the Capable website, because there are articles there about kids' money that I would like you to read if you hadn't read them. So let's move on and see what we have prepared for you today. And I don't want to spend a lot of time here, because this is one of the slides that we'll be covering in our first video for YouTube. We'll be telling the global audience why they need to join Kids Money. And we want them to join Kids Money because we want them to grow and become resilient and independent thinkers. You're able to think, to reason, to ask questions, to be curious. We also want them to live an ethical and purpose-driven life. We want them to be able to develop team, social, and healthy competitive skills. Out there, you'll find people who are maybe better than you at something. Don't get angry. You identify what you are good at, and even if you come in second or third, it's okay. You don't have to be upset with your team members who are better than you at some things. You cannot be great at everything. So we will teach you how to become a team player. We want you to learn money intelligence early. That article that we saw on the Capable website, I'll still refer you to that article, which says at the age of 7, going forward, every kid is ready to learn the lessons about money investment that will help them in the rest of their life. And that's why you are here. And then we want you to think and act like an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs, we said, are people who think with an obsession to solving problems. They have a system of thinking that is different from other people. The people who are there only to ask, where is the solution? But entrepreneurs are there to say, I'll find the solution for you. And so we want you to think like an entrepreneur. And then we want you to develop the problem-solving mindset, monetize novel ideas. We talked about monetization in the last 2 classes. This will still come up in the calendar for 2023, because we want you to get a very good foundation on how ideas are monetized. Then we want you to become a renowned successful entrepreneur, gain long-term financial success, and help society. Some of you told us when we started Kids Money in April this year that when you become successful, you want to use some of your success to help society so that other people can also benefit. And also you need to be here because we want you to develop and mature into a top wealth and jobs creator. We want you guys to be jobs creators. You'll create jobs. So for instance, Ryan, you can recruit like 10 guys working for you, Ryan, and you assign them different companies where they are maintaining, setting up YouTube channels, maintaining, posting for the companies, and your job is to make sure your accountant is sending them the invoice so that they pay the money on a monthly or quarterly basis for the service you're giving them. And you can automate all of these things that I've said you can do with your skills. And then you should join this program because Kids Money is of very high quality. Our content is original. You can't find our content on Google because we create it. We don't go and copy paste stuff. We run this professionally. That's why we start on time. And we plan every session. So nothing here is haphazard. And then it's easy to subscribe. We'll show you our new enhanced website. And then it's very affordable because if parents can afford 1,200 for pizza, then they should be able to afford 50 shillings for a Kids Money class. And this Kids Money class is something that will make you great. I used to tell guys after I left campus that I'd rather miss lunch and dinner, but read a book. Because a book, if I read a book and gain knowledge, I'll be capable of even buying lunch and dinner for the whole village or estate where I live. So if I've not read a book, I used to tell myself I don't deserve to even eat a meal. So you need to be in the habit of reading books or just, reading, good content about leadership, about technology, innovation, name it, all of those things. So let's come here. We have some practice exercises on this page. I'll ask you the questions, but I want to put you here. If you see what we have written here in capital letters, we had seen this in the last class and the previous one, and we were focusing on pricing. You see where my cursor is? We were focusing on monetization. But today, when you look at these steps, thinking, before you know that you need to be disciplined, here we are. My laptop delays to move the cursor, but it's something I live with. I changed from HP to ESA, but next time I'll go back to HP. HP is more swift. So if you see the thinking coming fast, it's because thinking is the most important business. Even a child, when a child is born, in the process of them starting to learn language, knowing that the dispenser actually has hot water. Even children know because they got burned one day. So when a child approaches the dispenser, they know where the hot water is. So they have to think when they approach the dispenser, so they have the discipline not to get burned again. But why we have put thinking first is because everything starts with thinking. Because when you think, you're able to know if you are disciplined or indisciplined. And if thinking helps you to be disciplined, and we had defined what discipline is, and we said discipline is what? Can somebody tell me? Anyone? Yes, Jasmine.
Discipline is knowing your responsibilities and taking action for them. When you take action, it's called discipline action.
Very good. You've got to know your responsibilities and take action, what we call disciplined action. Discipline in itself is knowing your responsibilities. And when you know your responsibilities, it means you're thinking and you're engaging in disciplined thought. And remember, all your actions are driven by thought. You can't act on something you have not thought about. Like when you decide it's time to go to school at 7 or 6 a.m., because you're using your brain to think, to know that you should not be late in school. So thinking comes first. And then discipline follows. That's how you're able to get to the bus and get to school in time. And that disciplined thought and the disciplined action. And we have been defining discipline in terms of your responsibilities. You have responsibilities at home, in school, in the society. You need to make decisions. And there's a class where we took a discussion about decision making and say that deciding means saying that, look, I've decided to keep time, get to school in time, rather than be late. That's a decision. But the question becomes, if the decision is to keep time, how do you make sure you keep time? You need to be outside. When the bus arrives, you need to be there. Because if the bus arrives to pick you and you're not there, then you'll be late. for those who are not picked by buses, you need to be at the matatu station in time. For those who are dropped by your parents, you need to make sure that you wake up early in time and prepare so that when mama or dad is ready to take you to school, you're also ready. So we are saying you need to think, be disciplined, and then you decide that the way Jasmine has decided, she needed to do research. She just told us this week she did some research to identify areas where she can try her entrepreneurial skills. And Jasmine took a decision to pay attention to technology, based innovations. And right now, because she has taken that decision, she might start working on how to develop her skills in coding and all the other things she told us. And you see, that thing of trying to learn coding, it's part of education. We told you some time back that education is the most important investment any human being will ever engage in, because education develops your thinking. And education is something really shocking. The people who read a lot, the people who take their education seriously, tend to have an easy time solving problems, and they tend to be more successful in life because everyone wants their hand, everyone wants their services. And that's why such people, they attract the best employers, they attract the best opportunities, they attract the best projects. And some of the people in Kids Money, one day you might find that actually there are actually companies out there who want you to go work for them. Yeah. Like there's a gentleman who told me the other day that Ryan really understands coding, and he would like when Ryan is done with his education, he'll arrange for Ryan to go and work at Amazon in the US. So I told him, no, not too fast, not too fast, because if Ryan comes to Amazon, then he has to come under some terms and conditions that after some time, he has to come back here in Kenya, in Africa, to help Africa to solve its problems, and not just to go and solve problems in another continent. And yet we are investing here in Ryan, trying to develop him. We also need him to operate from here. The beauty is that nowadays you can work from the cloud. You don't have to be physically present in another country or continent for you to be helpful to the people who are there. So that's an example. Now, when you create ideas, not all ideas are good. If you read books that have been written by different authors about innovation, you find that you can have 1,000 ideas. And when you test, you realize that only 2 or 3 ideas can work well for the customers you are targeting. So after testing and realizing what works, you now take that to the market. It becomes an innovation. Can you tell me some of the innovations you have seen in Kenya? I know those ones in agriculture. I gave you the example of the apps in Kenya currently that connect farmers with the customers. Can Jasmine tell us some of the innovations you know in Kenya?
Let's see. I think Glovo is an innovation in Kenya.
It is, yes.
Because it helps people from all around Kenya order stuff online. You don't have to be there physically.
Exactly. And it's a very good innovation, isn't it? Then just
yes. Sorry, I'm glitching.
Okay, no problem. We understand internet fails at times. There's another one for medicine. If you're at home and you are sick and you need, let's say, a painkiller, you can go to the phone and get the application. And when you select the pharmacy which has the medicine, they actually bring it to your house. Did you know that, people here?
No.
Yeah, it is there. There's such an innovation. And there are many other innovations that are not really Kenyan. For example, there is the global innovations. Like right now, many of you, when you want to go somewhere, you go to Google Maps, isn't it? You know, Google Maps was just an idea. And that company called Google, they are very innovative. Like right now, they have just unveiled what they call Google Workspace. Who has ever heard of Google Workspace?
I have.
Yeah, you'll tell me about it. Alusa, the image with the housefly, that is Ryan. Can you rename it to Ryan, please? if you rename, and Ryan, you can in future always rename yourself, because I know you know how to rename, but Simon will teach us how to rename so that we are appropriately identified in the class. So there's a housefly. That housefly is actually Ryan. Ryan likes houseflies. So those innovations, we'll give more examples of innovation. So somebody here just told me they know about Google Workspace. Can you tell us about it, please?
I know.
Sorry, we are losing Yasmin, yeah?
Little.
I don't think Alusa is in this class. So who else can help us? Alusa is not in the class. Who is the host currently?
Jasmine.
Yeah, hold on, Jasmine. Let me just do some administrative. Who is in this class from Capable? Because Alusa is not there.
Hi, Ivan, Samir.
Who is the host?
The host is Simon.
Simon, are you here? Okay, Simon is not here. I think it's good when the host is here, because when we have requests, they're able to deal with it. So, but Regan, you'll take care of this after the class, no problem.
Okay.
So let's carry on. Jasmine, you are saying something. Please go ahead.
I know a little about Google Workspace.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Google Workspace is a online thing which I normally see in like apps like Duo. It allows you to make meetings and contact people.
Yeah.
I don't know so much because I haven't used it myself personally.
Yes.
But I also think you can use it.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine.
Still there?
Yes, I'm here, but Jasmine, your internet is breaking. I don't know, today your internet has been a bit shaky, isn't it?
I think you can use it in Gmail.
Good. So, Jasmine, can you hear me?
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Can you hear me, Jasmine?
Sorry.
It's okay, Jasmine. I think your internet is...
I was saying yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so Regan, can you hear me, or am I the one breaking?
No, I can hear you loud. It's just been breaking, but yours is okay.
Thank you so much. So Jasmine, no worries. I think your internet could improve maybe before the class ends, or maybe because today you are using a network that is not very good. So in today's class, when you have your innovations and you take them out there, look at my cursor, protect them, protect your ideas, protect your ideas. So let me ask, Ryan, are you here?
Yes.
Ryan, can you tell me why we should protect our ideas and innovations?
So that the spies from different countries, I mean different companies, they don't steal the idea to take them to their companies.
Very good. Ryan is calling them spies. The spies can spy on your ideas, as he says. Remember, there's espionage. That's what Ryan is saying. He's saying there are spies who are monitoring what you're doing and they try to steal your ideas. Remember, actually, a few years back, I think about 5 to 6 years ago, Apple, you know the iPhones. iPhones are normally manufactured by Apple. There's a company called Apple. I think all of you know it. And Apple argued in court in the US that actually Samsung had spied and copied its ideas in software development. And the courts actually ruled in favor of Apple. And Samsung paid a lot of money to Apple for having copied some of the Apple ideas. I don't think you guys are still a bit young because this happened about 7, 8 years ago. And so the thing of protecting your innovations is very serious. And you'll see it shortly when we get to the next phase of this presentation. Then I'll not go into this because we agreed what value creation is. And I'll ask you a question just now. We discussed pricing last week. We'll still come back to this in future. And then there is what we call profit, what we are normally reminded by Jasmine that when you give value to people, you charge at a price to make some profit so that you invest back in the innovation machine that you have set up. So let's ask this question because it's important, because I want you to remind me why people should save money. Sunny, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, why should people save money?
People should save money because something bad can happen in future and they tell you to pay, and if you don't have money, you can suffer.
Ah, okay. So if you don't save, you can get into problems and you suffer a lot, isn't it?
Yes.
And yet you need money to buy food, you need money to do a lot of things. So I can see two hands. I see Jasmine's. Let's take the second hand. Who is that? The person raising the hand other than Jasmine?
Ruth.
Ah, this is Ruth. So Ruth, don't worry, because you see, our host is not here. I don't know where she went. And we are not able to change your name to read Ruth. We have a glitch on the system, but this is something we endeavor to fix once and for all, at least hoping from the next class. So Ruth, can you please go ahead and tell us why we need to save?
So that you can use it for later use.
Yes. Anything else? So Ruth is saying we need to save for use in future, for later use, because problems will come up. And if problems find you unprepared, not just problems, even opportunities. You see, opportunities favor the people who have resources to seize the opportunities. So you can maybe get an offer, maybe from the government, to deliver stationery or deliver computers or to run a training for the government. And to run the training, you need to pay the trainers. If you don't have money to hire a venue and pay, the hotel or the venue and pay the trainers, you might lose that job. So it's always good to have some money saved, because that money can help you to invest in an opportunity that helps you to become better in terms of your finances. Yes, Jasmine?
May I also add something?
Yes, Jasmine.
So adding on to what you said, you can also use money for opportunities, like let's say you want to start your own business, but you can't get a loan from a bank. So
yes,
you just have to use your money to invest in it.
Yes.
So basically, it's like, I don't know if I researched a bit about this. Money, you should save money to help give you, to help build some capitals to help start your business in the future. For capitals are the ones that start your business.
Exactly.
And also, you should save money to invest in things like real estate and education.
Very good. Now, you see, the point Jasmine is making, I hope everyone is listening, is that you don't always have to go and borrow, because sometimes, the banks may not lend you the money, but she's also telling us that, loans are expensive. You pay a lot of interest to the bank. Depending on the duration of repayment, you may end up paying twice the money you borrowed. And what Jasmine is telling us that if you save, then your savings become a cheaper source of capital for investing in your business. Is that correct, Jasmine? Because you see, your money, you don't pay interest. Yes, that's what I'm
saying.
Yeah, if you go to the bank, they'll charge you 14% interest. Can you imagine you are borrowing, let's say, 10 million, and you are paying, an interest of 14%. Okay? In a year, you are paying over 1.5 million in interest. Can you imagine? That's a lot of money. Yeah. So let's go on. Let's go on. Can somebody define for us value creation? What is value creation? Anyone, please? Yes, Jasmine.
Value creation is basically the result of disciplined action.
Very good. Value creation is a result of disciplined action, because we say disciplined action is knowing your responsibilities and acting on them. And value creation is being helpful and resourceful. Now, if you are taking disciplined action, say at home, and you're helping mom to clean the house, to take care of the kids, to wash the utensils, to keep the home, to feed the baby, you are being helpful by being disciplined, by taking care of those responsibilities. But because you are taking care of those responsibilities, you are being helpful and resourceful at home. And therefore, you're creating value for your family. And so Jasmine is making a very good connection between value creation and discipline. When you're disciplined, you create value. Anything to add there, Ryan? Ruth, you're also here. Ruth, if you want to add anything, please. All right. All right. So Ruth, can you define for us entrepreneurship? Hi, Ruth, are you still here?
Yes.
Good.
Entrepreneurship is a system of thinking that creates ideas that will help people to solve problems.
Very good, very good, very good, Ruth. I love that. And always remember, it's a system of thinking. You know, there are people out there in the street who think entrepreneurship is registering a business. It is not. There are a lot of businesses that have been registered and they're just still on pieces of paper. Nothing has ever happened. So let's hear from Jasmine.
Ruth's statement was beautiful. I just have to add on to it a little bit.
Yeah.
So as Ruth said before, entrepreneurship is a system of thinking which allows you to solve problems.
Yeah.
But when you solve these problems, you create value with your customers, yourself, and your product.
Yes.
To make this a win-win, for yourself, you can add a small fee to your product.
Yes.
So it can be a win for you and your customers.
Very good, very good. And you see, Jasmine is saying that when you solve those problems, you create value and you charge. And that creation of value, we had just said earlier on that value creation is a product of being disciplined. What we are saying is that when you're an entrepreneur, even if your business is run as an entrepreneurship, arrangement, you need to be disciplined as an entrepreneur. Because every entrepreneur must know their responsibilities and act on them for them to be able to create value by committing to continuous thinking about creativity and new ideas that will deliver innovations that solve people's problems. And you charge a fee, and after charging the fee, people are happy to pay. People are happy to pay for something that helps them. So Sunny, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah, Sunny, can you tell us the story of person B and person A?
Okay.
Yeah.
One day, there was a people called person A and person B.
Yes.
They used to work as going down to the river to fetch water to sell in the estate.
Yes.
But one day, when they were going to the village, person B decided 10 kilometers and back from the river. I think I will take a loan to buy pipes. So after person B took a small loan, he was able to buy pipes. So he connected all of those pipes so they can go straight to the estate.
Yes.
And since person B's price was at 50, he lowered it down to 40 so he can attract more people.
Yes.
And then when he wants to take a day off, but he has to continue working, he now hires someone. So when he's on holiday or he's sick, his account money is growing.
Very good.
And on the other hand of person A, person A is still doing 10 kilometers to and back from the river. And one day he broke his back and then his company collapsed.
Very good. Very good story. And you see, what Sunny is telling us is that, let's go back to, because she's told us the story of person B who bought a water pump. Both of them were carrying water with jerry cans. When I was growing up in the village, we used to wake up in the morning and we would walk for 2 kilometers to go fetch water. And that was really tough life. I don't know how we managed, but here I am. And we were just walking on the road barefoot. And sometimes you step on a what? There's this thing that will prick your leg. A thorn. It's called a thorn, yeah? And then you go home just limping, yeah? And carrying your water. And I wonder, how did we make through with all that suffering? So you see, what Sun is telling us is that person B and A, both of them used to carry water in the jerry cans, just walking and sweating. And even maybe you can injure your backbone. And then person B sat down and thought, look at my cursor, thinking. So he decided to engage in disciplined thought about where he wanted to go. And he identified one of the responsibilities he needs to undertake for this discipline to help him. One of them was to have a plan to save. So he saved money. He could even borrow a little bit, but he can also just save. And with that disciplined thinking, the next action he took is that in his plan, he acted with disciplined action, and purchased a pump and laid the pipes to the estate, to the village where he was living. And he built a small shop for selling water where the tap was and the attendant. And he decided that this idea, he needs to implement it. And this one, he had already tested it because the demand for water in the estate was very high. So he didn't need to test again. The market was there already. And what did he do? He launched his shop and the people started coming to get water at a lower price of 40 bob per 20-liter gallon. And they also didn't need to walk a long distance to get water from his shop. And I think Sunny, he could even decide to hire another attendant who carries water to the houses, isn't it? Yeah. And then this is an idea he didn't need to protect because he didn't register it. Because this is something that anyone can start. If you're interested, you can start. It's like a car wash. Anyone can start a car wash. So you also need always to know which ideas to protect and which ones you can't. Like everyone can start a car wash, like we see them on the road. And then what did person B do? He created value in a bigger and better way. Before he built the pump, he was creating value, but not to the scale he wanted. But with the pump, now he was able to sell 200 gallons per day instead of only 20. And his revenue grew from only 20 times 50, which was actually 50 times 20 gallons, that's 1,000 shillings, right, per day. And it grew to 200. And the 200 times 40, that was 8,000. He was now making 8,000 in revenue in a day. And this money was hitting his bank account. And now with hiring that apprentice, he is able to make a profit from this, there you see, because the volumes are high and, you know, the pump, the investment in the pump is not repeated every day or every month. He just paid for the pump at once. And then he achieved his purpose of maybe building a successful business and helping people in his society. So the person who took the right decision was person B, because he followed this process here. And he was able to innovate a way to deliver water in a more efficient and less costly way for himself. And now he could even take a holiday to Mombasa, right? Go to those places, nice places at the coast and enjoy the beach and pay for his stay there and come back and just, you know, live a good life. So that's what we need always to think about when we are studying entrepreneurship. And what we learn here, you can always go and teach others in school. Tell people, your colleagues in school, about discipline. When you are speaking to your colleagues in school, tell them about value creation. When you are in school, tell your colleagues about disciplined thinking, disciplined thought and action and all that. So let me introduce this. Don't worry about if it sounds technical, don't worry about it. I wanted you to just know that in Kenya, we have an institution called an Industrial Property Rights Institute. And this is created by an act of parliament, the Property Rights Act. There's a Property Rights Act. And this is the vision for this organization. They want to be an institution, a world-class institution in administration of industrial property rights. You see, you'll see examples of industrial property rights, and they cover the innovations that you people will be developing. And the mission of KIPI is to protect and promote industrial property rights and foster innovation. We've been talking about innovation, foster innovation for sustainable development in Kenya. And they are saying their motto is that intellectual property, which drives innovation, right, is wealth. That's why we tell you here, if you become a great innovator, then you become wealthy. And I told you, if you read more books, you become sharper, more knowledgeable, with broader knowledge. And you know, everyone will say that I want to work with Jasmine. I only want to hire Sunny. I just want to work with Ryan. I want Ruth to be the person who works for my company. And you know, you become in demand, and you even start, you know, setting the terms for engaging with people because everyone wants you to work for them. So let me tell you a bit about the Kenya Industrial Property Act. It's good to introduce this. Please don't worry if it sounds technical, but I want you to just be aware. This institute has the power to act and implement the Trademarks Act. So there are two things here. There are two things. We have what we call trademarks. So what is a trademark? A trademark means, for instance, Ryan, you like to identify yourself as the housefly, okay? Are we together, Ryan?
Yes.
I can see somebody there in the video that I know. That is, can you tell us your name yourself?
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan, I know. There's somebody else I've seen here. Yes, tell us your name. That person who has a video on.
Yes.
Yeah? I think your internet is a bit problematic. So, trademarks, Ryan, like Ryan, you see housefly is your trademark. You know, you can register this. You can actually come up with a logo with a housefly and you register it. And anyone else who is seen using that trademark, you sue them, you go to court. Are we together, Ryan?
Yes.
So I'll give you another example of a trademark. Let's take this slowly. M-Pesa. You see the M, the dash, and the Pesa on M-Pesa, okay? You cannot go and start your business and call it M-Pesa, because Safaricom will sue you properly, because that is their trademark. Are we together? It's
Yes.
a mark. It's a mark that identifies M-Pesa as a Safaricom product. That's how it is. A lot of companies actually protect their trademarks, like KCB Bank. You can't use that name on your company. Even Jasmine gave us an example earlier on of Glovo. You can't go on your website and write there you are a Glovo, or that your email is glovo@something.com. They'll find you, because you know they have software that is able to search the internet around the world to see who is misusing their trade name or their trademark. And they'll write you an email and tell you that you must cease with immediate effect from using our name, right? Think about Equity Bank, think about Airbnb, think about companies like Bolt and Uber, right? You cannot go take another company's trademark. Like Kid Pesa, we have actually registered it as a trademark of Capable Limited. So if nobody can ask us questions around Kid Pesa, because Kid Pesa is the property and a trademark of Capable Limited under the Trademarks Act. So at chapter 5 or 6. But don't worry about that. I'll come back to this. In the second bullet here, we are saying the Kenya Industrial Property Act protects 4 elements of intellectual property. So I want you to think about trademarks here and intellectual property. Intellectual property now is the solution you come up with. So like Capabil, our solution here could be that we might launch a software that enables parents to take their children through kids money or through money education. But that software, we sell it under the name KidPesa. So KidPesa becomes the trademark, and the software that we develop becomes our intellectual property. So what this act does is that you as an entrepreneur, when you go to this organization, they can actually enable you to issue patents. So I'll give you an example of a patent, yeah? Just listen, don't worry. It sounds like a big word, but I'll just give you an example of a patent. So one day, Sunny, you can decide. Sunny, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah, Sunny, you can decide you want to start a KFC shop, okay?
Yes.
Are you together?
Yes.
So now you have got to write to KFC and say that I want to run the KFC shop in Kenya. So what KFC will do, KFC will enter into an agreement with you, and that agreement will be registered with the Kenya Industrial Property Institute. And that agreement will say that Sunny is the one of the people who have a patent to sell chips and chicken and all the foods that are sold under the KFC name. So all these people here in Nairobi who are running KFC shops, they are not from America where KFC started. What KFC America did, they came to Kenya and they have identified people with money, capital, who want to run KFC shops. And those patents normally have very strict rules. For instance, KFC has a standard, how their chicken is prepared. KFC has its menus that you must follow. KFC requires you to surrender a percentage of the money you make or the revenue you make every month. It must go to KFC. So Kenya Property Industry Institute, it actually manages registration of those patents. So Sunny, you will get a patent, okay? Patents are also called franchises, but let's not go into the big words. And then you start running your shop as a franchise, but the patent, the mother patent belongs to KFC, the owners of KFC. They're the ones who hold the patent, but they only license you to operate under their patent. And in future, I'll talk about the fact that when KFC in America licenses you, Sunny, to run a KFC shop here, that license to use their patent is normally called a franchise. But don't worry about the big words, because I'll repeat some of these things many times in future to make sure that you understand. Then you have got utility models. Utility just means services like electricity. We buy electricity, and then you know the tokens, isn't it? And then school fees. Nowadays, there are online apps where you pay your school fees without going to the bank. So let's take the example of your school, where the people in finance have hired a company that provides a platform for paying school fees. That platform links your registration number in school to your account in the payment for fees. And then when they give you, when you have your registration number in school and you put it on M-Pesa and you pay, the company that provides your school with the system for automating school fees payment, actually, it has patented those solutions. So you cannot go and use their solutions without their permission. And those solutions are called utility models. And so KIPI registers those utility models, and the schools in Kenya will go to those different companies and say, we would like you to give us the solution, a payment solution, so that the students, the pupils, and the parents can pay school fees using your system. And then industrial designs. You can come up with a design, maybe for manufacturing cups, manufacturing cars, manufacturing, maybe beds, manufacturing mattresses, manufacturing anything. And those industrial designs represent how your plant is designed to produce those things I have listed. You can actually protect those designs so that nobody actually copies your design and starts producing the same things that you are selling and competes with you unfairly. All of these things are protected by KIPI. And then we have tech innovations. Tech innovations would be like what the examples we had given earlier on. So like there's the example I gave of the ability to buy medicine online. I think Safaricom has got some innovations. I can't remember the names, but we have got innovations also for farmers, where farmers are able to be connected with the market. I don't know if there are any other tech innovations that you know. Technology. Tech innovation just means technology innovation. So Jasmine, you've taken a lot of interest in technology. Ryan is doing the same. And the two of you will come up with new solutions. You'll write new software. Remember the example I gave you where Apple sued Samsung for copying its technology to produce phones.
Yes.
Actually, Apple's technology actually was protected by the law in the US. That's how Apple successfully sued Samsung, and Samsung paid hundreds of millions of dollars to compensate Apple. So the day you'll come up with your innovation, Ryan, don't just go in the market. Jasmine, when you'll come up with your technology innovation, look for help. From us, we'll even link you with lawyers, because lawyers always help also with the registration, so that your idea is protected by the Kenya Industrial Property Institute, so that people don't steal from you. I hope we are together so far.
Yes, we are.
And don't worry, this is not, I'm not telling you this for the last time. So if you didn't understand, just sit back, relax, because I'll repeat this class, because we are about to unveil the calendar for 2023. And by the time we unveil that calendar, I think we'll have a lot of videos on YouTube, and a lot of people will be aware of what we are doing here. And then finally, the Act also provides for registration of technology transfer agreements. So let's say, Ryan and Jasmine, you've written a good software that helps the city council to manage the parking system in Nairobi. And the city council has the money. They want you not to be just charging the money. They want to buy that software completely from you. Actually, KIPI will help you not only to register the technology, but also to register the transfer of that technology to the Nairobi County government. And the transferring technology and the transferring licenses to other parties is something that has been happening. For instance, you see there's a payment system that Visa uses, and there are other payment companies like PayPal. Originally, PayPal was actually developed by a guy called Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the owner of SpaceX and Tesla. Can I see how many here know Elon Musk? Jasmine, you know Elon Musk? I see somebody else who was raising the hand. Ruth, do you know Elon Musk? Ruth. You can read about Elon Musk when you have time. Ryan, do you know Elon Musk?
Yes.
Very good. So Elon Musk actually sold PayPal. It's no longer his company. And he sold, I don't know, it was 1.2 billion or $2 billion, a lot of money. And when he sold it, there should be registration of technology transfer agreement and a transfer license so that Elon Musk no longer has a claim on PayPal. Once he has sold it to the other company, it is over. He cannot claim that it is his. And that's why, Ryan and Jasmine, you need to protect your tech innovations by registering them so that when they are successful and there are billionaires out there who want to buy your technology, you can go to KIPI and do a transfer agreement to the other company. So Jasmine, say something before we end.
So basically, the KIPI is an act that allows us that tells us about how to protect our businesses, basically.
Yes, KIPI is a government organization. It's a government department, government of Kenya. They have
Made
offices. They have offices in South B, Nairobi. Yes.
Made by who?
Made by the Parliament of Kenya. The Parliament of Kenya passed a law, right? The Parliament of Kenya passed a law creating this organization. So this organization, that was in the year 2002, so that this organization can help Kenyans to protect their ideas. Are we together?
Yes.
And this Kenyan body is a member of a regional body in East Africa. I'll tell you about this next week. And this body is also linked to the international property rights grouping, where you can go and complain at the international level if an American company steals your idea. Are we together?
Yes.
So I'll cover that in the next class, so don't worry. And I'll make sure this lesson is actually broken down in a better way so that all of us will always remember that when we innovate, our ideas can be protected. So our next class is going to take place on 27th August, and we'll continue with this topic. And so I'll talk about how ideas are protected, not just in Kenya, but also in the region and also across the world. So if you're a Kenyan, your idea can still be protected at a global level. It's good to think about protection, because when we have brilliant people like yourselves, it is good for you to know that your ideas should not be stolen, just on the cheap. So I wanted to show you this as we close. I just don't know if you are able to see. I don't know if you're able to see. Are you able to see the page?
Yes, we are. It's still loading.
It's still loading, yeah? Can you see it now? Anyone who can see it?
Yes,
You can see it, yeah?
I can see it.
Thank you very much. So this is a page where you subscribe. This is a subscription,
I can see it.
$2.50 per year. And then this is the price of one pizza. And for this, you get all these powerful lessons we are sharing here. And then per month, you can try per month, those who have not subscribed, for 200 in a month. And then if you have an account, you're registered, you can log in with your parent, or your parent can log in to see. We are going to populate your account with the classes you have attended. So you can go online. And in future, we'll provide you with the capacity to even print a certificate. And we will even recognize the best people in our classes. If you are very outstanding in the class, like Jasmine, like Sunny, like Ran, like Ruth, we recognize you. Yeah, who is that? Tell me your name.
Jesse.
Jesse, yes, Jesse, you refused to speak when I called you out. Jesse, how are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much. So then when you go to this website later, those of you who have time, it's not a must you check this, because we'll do it for you and bring everything here. When you open the resources page, which I'm opening, and I don't know, it's a bit slow. If Simon is here, I think Simon, you see this side is a bit slow. If you go to the resources page, which is here, we have kids money. You can see kids money here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if you click on kids money, there are articles here. Forbes has written about kids. The Guardian, I had opened this article by The Guardian last week. And this article, it actually, it starts by saying that a study has shown that by the age of 7, kids can grasp the lessons they need to learn to avoid financial problems in future. And that's why you are here today. And it says you need to start young. The early experiences children have with money can shape their financial behavior as adults. According to a study published by the United Kingdom government's Money Helper Service, by the age of 7, the University of Cambridge study found most children are capable of grasping the value of money, delaying gratification, and understanding that some choices are irreversible or will cause them problems in the future. So look here, you're in the right place. That's all I want you to know. Visit this website, click on the resources link up there, and read the articles under Kids Money. And I think you're going to gain a lot of insights. So at this juncture, I want to thank all of you for showing up. And I'd like to invite Simon, are you still here?
Hi, Evans.
Yes, Simon, you can give a vote of thanks, less than a minute, and then we close the class.
Thank you so much, Evans. Today's session has been fantastic. I really wish most of us would have joined. The numbers are promising, but we are grateful for the team that is here. Jasmine, you are very brilliant. I am really fascinated by your brilliance. And Evans' flow of concepts, I think this is something that we will forever do our best to ensure that people don't miss it out. I had a suggestion. I don't know, maybe Jasmine, Ryan, and any other kid that is joining us, maybe watching on YouTube, for us to just boost the numbers. We can, I know we do have friends in school. You can talk to them so that they can talk to their parents. Then when we share with you the link, you ensure at least you join with 2 extra friends next weekend, and even the sessions that are coming up. We can work on something around that. If you come up with many friends who join, you will give us the list, and then we shall see what we can do for you to boost your sessions. And even if it means a little gift or something, we can think around it so that we make sure we do not only benefit, but also your friends in school and other parents are aware of this program, because it's going to really change the future of financial capacity for kids. So thank you so much, Evans, and the entire team. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you also, Candy, and Ryan. Ryan, you're really inspiring. I'll also try and see if my younger sister can follow your footsteps. I'll make sure that there's internet connection so that she can also attend these sessions. So I don't want to waste much time. We have recorded this session, and we have also been live on YouTube, and good things are coming. I do not want to repeat what Evans has promised, but so far, so good. So back to you, Evans.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I wish you the best. See you next Saturday. Enjoy your week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.